chromatography is to separate mixtures into its various components. So we're going to start with, what's this thing called again?
TLC plate.
TLC plate. And you're going to measure 1 centimeter at the bottom and draw a line. And once you do that, you're going to draw 6 dots equally spaced apart.
What are you drawing the dots for?
To see how far the die,
Where to place the dot?
where to place the die, and then we'll see how far it travels.
Okay.
Okay, and now we're going to put some of each dye on here. We're going to start with methyl red. And chromatography is made up of 2 phases. The mobile phase is the solvent, and then the stationary phase is the silica gel, and we're going to assume that the silica gel is the most polar on here, and it's more polar than the solvents. And the higher the dye on the plate, the less polar the solvent is, and the higher the RF value will be. So we're going to start with methyl red. We're going to take this doohickey, stick it down in there. Oh gosh, that did not work. Yeah, I think it's clogged. Now I have my methyl red, and I'm taking a. Oh, that's too big of a dot. It moves up and down. Okay. Small dot.
There you
I
go.
barely touched it.
Small dot.
She is angry.
Now we're going to do the new methylene blue.
We take chemistry very seriously. Okay, barely touch it in there for, we learned if you swish it around, you'll have a huge dot. Barely let it touch and let it go up the tube. And then we're going to barely.
That's good.
Nothing went on there.
Is it dry?
Ooh,
There you go.
That's a good one.
That's a good dot.
Okay, that's methylene blue. I can't really pronounce that.
Now we're going to
Okay.
use the fluorescein.
Fluorescein.
Pronounce them all wrong. Methyl red.
Okay, small dot. Okay, you have to push it on top or it won't come out. That's a pretty good
That's
one.
what she said.
Pervert. Okay.
I'm sorry.
This is basic function. Function.
Fusion.
Function. It's French.
It's French.
I apologize for this video. We can't help it. Spring break is in 2 days. Now we're going to go to
have
Bromus. I can't pronounce that one either.
Roma Crescent Green.
The Spanish.
This is Spanish, definitely. And then we'll have our unknown.
Number
617.
There we go.
Okay.
Now,
Now we're going to place the TLC paper in our big beaker.
and we're going to use
And with doing this, we're going to use 2-propanol glacial acidic acid
as our
as our solvent.
yes
And to do that, we're going to fill up this little doohickey.
pipette.
And then you're going to put it in here. You do not want it to touch your TLC plate on the line, so you have to put it under that sword chin. We're just going to go down the rim
So there's enough in the bottom
and make sure that there's just enough in the bottom for it to do work.
for it to be like a little pond. Maybe a little bit more, not much. Just a tiny bit. That should be good.
Okay.
Now?
And now we're going to place the saran wrap back on top and put a rubber band around it. This is to keep a stable environment. And then we will come back and see how they traveled.
Here is Ashley.
There she is. Okay, I'm about to draw the line 1 centimeter from the bottom. And then,
You need to get off my notebook.
move your notebook. And then we put 6 dots evenly for all of the dyes to go. I'm not even measuring this.
Okay, now you're going to put your dyes on it.
And then first I'm going to start with methyl red.
So you can use
Can I
that.
use that?
Yeah, just touch it. She's using the leftover of mine. You have to touch it like straight up and down or it won't come out.
Okay.
That was methyl red. It's
And
English.
then methylene blue.
There's some in there. You can use it.
Oh, I hope I don't mess up.
Damn.
And then fluorescein.
Fluorescein. And basic fusion.
These dots are very legit, just saying. And our last one. Oh.
It's okay.
And I just broke this.
It's okay.
Okay. And then we're going to put it in the big beaker. Open up the saran wrap that Rachel put all over it.
And you're using this.
Okay, and we're using the water 1 propanol acetone 111 solvent. Gonna use this pipette to squirt it down. Rachel's gonna hold it. And we don't want it to touch the line.
That should be good.
That's good?
Okay, now close it.
Okay. And then we need to close it. Make sure that
Yeah, I've been going the whole time.
I'm glad I'm editing. Alright, drawing a straight line this time across the bottom, 1 centimeter from the bottom. And then drawing 6 dots equal distance apart. Now I'm going to add the methyl red. And the new methylene blue. Fluorescein. The basic fusion. The bromoscroll green. And the 617 unknown. And then we're going to put it in the water acetic acid acetone 1 propanol 111 solvent. But I'm going to add it slowly so it doesn't, so it's not touching the centimeter line. Okay, and now there's enough solvent in it, so I'm going to cover it with a saran wrap and put a rubber band around it to create a stable environment. And then we'll wait and take it out.
Okay, take it off. Okay. The first dot, it is 0.6 divided by 2. And then from there to the bottom, it is 3.3. So that's the first one over.
3.3?
Yeah.
Divided by 5?
Yeah. And then the second one, it is 0.5. And then from there to the bottom, it is 3.4. Okay? You can stop recording if you want.
Okay, now we're going to take this off and measure the distance traveled. Okay, first we're going to mark where our solvent ended and measure that to the bottom of the page. We get 6.3, and that's what we're going to divide everything by. Then we're going to go to the halfway mark of the first one. So that is 1.2. So 0.6, and then plus 1. So 1.6. That's what we're going to divide by. I'm doing that right, aren't I?
Halfway from between these two.
Well, this one's the first one.
Yeah.
Halfway between that and then to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So next we have blue, which traveled very awkwardly. And, well, what am I supposed to do? Measure it like that?
Measure it like that. Just here.
Just go straight down? Okay, so that is 1.7 divided by 2. Oops, I didn't do that. 1.7 divided by 2. And then we're going to measure to the bottom, and that is 0.5. So we get 1.35.
Okay. And we'll start.
Go.
This is the 2-propanol glacial acetic acid solvent. We're going to take it out and mark how far the solvent traveled and measure that from the bottom of the TLC plate, which is 5.3 centimeters. Okay, and then we're going to measure from the middle of this dot, which is 1.5 inches. So 0.75. So we go to 0.75 plus 1.55. And the distance traveled to the blue dot is going to be 1.2 divided by 2 to the middle, which is 0.6, plus 0.3, which is 0.9, and stop.
Oh.
Here is all of our RF values for the entire experiment.